One day, we went to the restroom as a class. I'm handling my business and all of a sudden, Terrell walks in the restroom.
Hey, Eli. I told you to watch your back, didn't I?
So, this story takes place when I was in grade school. I was a young kid. Life was simple. All I was worried about was action figures, my PS2, and the next episode of Avatar: The Last Airbender. As a kid, I took an interest in girls, but the problem was I wasn't necessarily attractive. Back then, girls were interested in the boys who could run the fastest or who could do the most push-ups. You know, dumb stuff. They were not checking for dudes who knew what happened in the last episode of Dragon Ball Z. In class, I had this crush. Her name was Morgan. She was a brunette Caucasian girl. She was my first little sample of the snowy side of things. We used to always talk while running laps in PE during class, recess. We were always spending time together. I was feeling her, and I felt like maybe she was feeling me. One day we're running laps in PE like usual when this dude named Terrell comes up to me and he's like,
"Hey, I heard you like Morgan. She's mine now. Watch your back."
See, Morgan was his crush too, so I guess he felt threatened by my presence around her. So much so that anytime he caught me alone, he'd try to bully me. I guess to impress her, I had a target on my back now. I had to move differently when around Morgan. I mean, back then I was kind of wimpy. I didn't want to fight, so I just tried my best to avoid him. But I still kept hanging around Morgan. I wasn't scared enough to stop hanging out with her. I had to call his bluff a little bit. I thought maybe he'd just get over it and move on to another girl in our class. One day, we went to the restroom as a class. I'm handling my business and all of a sudden, Terrell walks in the restroom.
Hey, Eli. I told you to watch your back, didn't I?
Terrell has slapped me. This wasn't just any slap though. This slap, it had a purpose to send a message.
I don't like to repeat myself. If you know what's best for you, you'll stay away from Morgan.
I was in awe, sort of in disbelief, that he actually eviscerated my manhood so menacingly. It was so bad, I started to break down. Like, I was bawling, bro. I come out of the restroom and everybody's looking, even Morgan. And my teacher sees me and she's like,
"What happened? Why's your face red?"
Terrell slapped me.
Terrell, did you do that?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Ask Kendall. He was the one. He was the one in there with us.
So of course, it being their word versus mine, my teacher does nothing. I went out like a punk that day. My street cred ruined. My reputation, the relationship I built with Morgan, all gone. Later that day, my mom comes to get me from school. I get in the car and she sees my bruised face. Immediately, she's like, what happened to your face? This boy hit me today. Oh, hell no. Who is this boy? Did you tell the teacher? I don't play about nobody kid putting their hands on my child. His name's Terrell. And yeah, I told the teacher, but she didn't do anything. Oh, okay. That's all right then. I'll be up there Monday. So my mom comes up to the school and we go to the office and she causes a scene, and rightfully so. The office said that they would deal with it and that there's a zero tolerance policy for violence. So a couple weeks pass and I'm sitting in class talking to my friend. Suddenly, the teacher leaves the classroom. While I'm talking to my friend, in the distance I hear,
"Oh my God, shut up, Eli."
"What did you say to me?"
"Shut up, Eli, before I hit you with this bag of crayons. You know what I did to you in the bathroom right?
Firstly, why does he have a big bag of crayons? Like, I know as a kid we did stupid things, but bro, you got a whole 64 pack of Crayolas in a bag. But thinking back to that day in the restroom, all of a sudden, my body just gets filled with rage. But I calmed down. I didn't want to unleash the 8 inner gates just yet. I didn't have permission from my sensei. My mother told me in the car that day, if somebody hits you, you hit them back. I don't care. Don't let nobody hit you and don't let nobody punk you. So heeding that from my mother, I wait for him to make the first advancement. But I keep talking. A couple minutes pass and Terrell gets up out of his seat and comes to the row I'm on and knocks me out of my chair. Now, it's time to take off the weights. I get up with all of this anger, this power surging through me. You really messed up, Terrell. I stand over him with this look in my eyes. In that moment, he knew I was the alpha. Terrell started to bawl his eyes out just like how I was in the restroom that day. And then the teacher walks in.
Hey, what's going on in here?
Eli just punched Terrell.
Boys, come with me.
The school was threatening to expel me after that. My mom got them to bring it down to a suspension, but I didn't like who I had become that day. Terrell had got me to stoop down to his level of Black Air Force energy. Man, let me stop capping like I didn't enjoy every second of it. Moral of the story, if somebody is bullying you, you gotta stand up for yourself, because once they find out that you're going to keep enabling them, they're gonna keep taking advantage of you. Also, Terrell never messed with me another day in his life.
Kinda boozy up.
Quick, are you turkey?
Kinda boozy, I've been sipping on bubbly, I ain't. Alright, come on, let's go for real this time. Kinda boozy, I've been sipping on bubbly. I've been counting money up, it's like 1, 2, 3. He a copy me, really a wannabe. He a junior me, really another me. I'm that nigga, you like that bitch coming to me. I don't fool, you ain't getting nothing free. Talking to little boy, that's another fee. I ain't worried about them, but under me. My pocket fat like a sumo.